That's not what the team has to look like.
But enough time.
They look badly coached. Yes, they've given him. He's at 8 months. If 8 months is too long a time for any coach to be able to have a certain level of impact. Another ball na boy na. Onena ball na wo on my was sack previous coaches are on the field man. So
difference be any. Wow.
And you see, what for coaches with a view that you come and stop the leak and improve the team. And say what for Juma? Now after 8 months, problems now on Amdoma. The brand be solve them problems. No. After 8 months, still the same problems or then
question
your position has to be considered. That one is the normal corporate, not just corporate, but every properly functioning business. They have to review your performance after that period.
Okay.
Because then they have made an investment. They have made a certain outlay with a certain end goal in mind.
Yeah.
Wait to an amonbia or as I worship the man among our tune. If after 8 months, NASA still at the very least, they need to have a conversation about his position.
Also, my advice, more.
Yes, they need to have a conversation about his position and see as a currency of Papanuntum on a team. Another or far squad list of players I was a band. 13 of them were new players. 13 out of the 18 were new players, and I was starting with 7 against Holy Stars. Now, born starting, a lot of the issues are not all before or no Oreba. Even over Fejman, some of the issues are not young man at time as some of the mistakes I'm going for here. There are certain mistakes you don't repeat them. I mean, me your coach, Salim Adams, Ombo Hasso Fukda. I mean, me your coach, Kelvin Oseasibi, Ombo Hasso Fukda. Because there be a mistakes none that way no. On yand fufuro.
Old mistakes now.
They be a say if you keep playing them,
well,
because my on match day, you have a bigger benefit because you see them, you spend more hours with them on the training.
Yeah, that's true.
Another, Kelvin Oseasibi first goaler, Oshe. Now I done another Norian. And this was just 2 minutes into the game.
Just 2 minutes.
And his concentration was off. He completely lost track of his marker. Intibono or Bayern, even though he was close enough, went to Man Claiborne. And he's a branch rated or a biology student. Biology student.
Small boy. Small boy.
Or but training can cry. You bring a human reproductive system. How a corner for the wall banner. As a how. Them Aframano who is now learning to cut his teeth in the game.
Yeah.
And I offer. That was the mistake he made in the second half. When he goes 1v1, another opera no oyibo of his striker and channel or production striker and stand will release the ball.
Ball now. Kevin no.
Ibina Hearts na Kotoko, the Democracy Cup, Ibino Ye Wahano. And it oyebi. Or Sansu Buikem. Yami Oje Hasso Fukni, then not Salim Adams Ben. So Salim picked up possession, and then that situation was resolved.
Okay.
The coach is still making some of these basic mistakes in fielding players who have proven to be unreliable over time. And I don't know what you expect if you keep fielding the same players who can't do the job. Another, I'll come to the issue of balance and how Hartsvik lost the game yesterday. But one of the things that did not make sense to me.
Okay.
As I'm watching a free, he's a center forward. He made his name in the league playing as a center forward, but more importantly, he's useful inside the box.
Okay.
Hamza Issa, he's a center forward. Last season, all of the goals he scored were from central areas. But these two players, the coach deployed them in a manner that saw them occupying more wide areas than they would have liked. And it is puzzling because Hamza, actually, skill set, if you profile him, only pace, he doesn't have any trickery. Only he can be useful out wide. More worryingly, and first goal now was sharing, and you see, even for a half-baked coach, excuse my description of Ghazali in that manner, but he's still young. He's not
very young.
He's not a fully fledged coach yet. But even for someone as inexperienced as Ghazali, it took 2 minutes for Ghazali to punish Hartlepool for that.
And the rest of the time, moment he has recovered.
And you know what he did? Because Hamza Issa is not a wide player, the natural instinct of protecting his fullback when there is a turnover or when Hartlepool don't have possession, he doesn't have it because that's not his game. He's not a winger. For a regular winger, he's minded to track back and support the wing back or the left back. But because Hamza is not a winger, it doesn't occur to him naturally. And look, no matter how many times you scream it to him, experimentation is not on match day. I bet try Bibia. Let's see it in training ground, some training friendlies. But on match day, that is not the place to come and experiment. And it took just 2 minutes because when there was a turnover, from the moment they switched play to that left side, and when ball cost Stephen Bafo he won the side one, everybody in the stadium could see that there was a chasm on that Hartlepool on the left side of their defense because Ransford Mensah was all alone by himself. And when the ball eventually got to the right back, he could not even engage the player. So he had time, he had space to pick out that cross, and unfortunately, Amufa flicked the ball. Then Prince Chinubwa headed the ball home. So his misprofiling of Hamza Issa did not only cost Hartlepool goals in front, but was also the reason they considered the goal they did. In the second half, and another ball, Edwin went was that.
Maybe a more underrated
that it was not throughout the first half. Yes, they created chances. When you put good footballers together, by the time the game will end, will be in a chance 1 or 2, and they had chances. I think Mauli was only chance they keep an ass or ball. What only defender clash? I want to be now with the phone ball that win him 2 yards from goal. Abobon up in post.
Wow,
they had chances, but the best move I had to work with was when Oyi Salim Adams film, Nodi Hussein Bay, and I think Collinson Wobim. It was the one moment I had to work within, and this was like a minute after the substitution. They carved Holy Stars open, created a wonderful chance, and unfortunately, because now Hamza was not in a good rhythm, he couldn't score. But for about 5 minutes before the halftime break, they played really good football. And they created decent chances. How then do you go into the break, come back from recess, and then say that Hamza should now go back to playing out wide? And see, Metanam say, because I as no 1 year, a changing for 5 minutes a word, you've had 2 chances out of it. I want the gentleman blame him. The players no one share because I mean on how no they to but when they return from recess, the expectation is that you will continue with where you left off and then build on that momentum. He didn't.
Too bad.
And look, he's making mistakes that are unforgivable, mistakes that should not be explained, cannot be explained, and should not be forgiven. And after 8 months, and you see the biggest issue was yesterday they saw a lot of the ball because after halftime, now Holy Stars boys no break. And so Hearts just because maybe their fitness was better, they kept pushing the ball forward. But the problems in the team manifested when they didn't have the ball. And that's why you could see the lack of balance. And see, every time Holy Stars were they had 3v3, 4v3 in Hartlepool's half. And for me, going forward, they are going to have issues. Maybe the lineup that started second half is their stronger team going forward. Of course, without Kelvin Osei, Maka, the boy.
Just video with the right off crowd.
Because defender they be all bobo cowdy. And you see, if Hartlepool don't concede from Nyamana Oyena, it is because be our opponent striker na wasa another keeper na why a good save. Yesterday, Benjamin Asare had to make 3 points blank saves. All of them 1v1. All of them 1v1. And it's all because of one man.
Kevin. Very well. And the sack now officer, that's one man at time. Maybe
no. He has to go because say I buy a team for 8 months. Ngwafu wana junu mbado the why 8 months. Another ben team no be. Enya, if the
FM.
first 6 months was not enough, after July, you've had pre-season, right? We all complain about the Democracy Cup issues and how it disrupted the players on holidays, but because you stayed in camp, and you went for break for I think 1 week, and came back, you've had 2 months to prepare this team for this game, and this is the best that they could do.
Okay,
this is the longest time since Obafemi. This is the longest time when you're uninterrupted period to train the team to play in his own image, and this is the product of it.